There are few inventors more widely known than Thomas Edison, and there are certainly few inventors who courted controversy more often. Edison is credited with helping pioneer the use of electricity in everyday life, from the light bulb to the phonograph, as well as developing direct current in electrical devices. The latter, amazingly, was the source of one of the fiercest and dirtiest business competitions in history in what was dubbed the Current Wars. As America began to adapt to electricity, one of two types of current, alternating current or direct current, needed to be adopted. It wouldn't be logical to have both, and Thomas Edison, who pioneered direct current, knew that. So did his rivals, George Westinghouse and Nikola Tesla, who were team alternating current. It became a race to see which current would become accepted by the public, netting their promoter a huge increase in public profile and profits. Due to the nature of the men involved, particularly Edison, this was not an example of good sportsmanship and friendly competition. Although not as instantly recognizable of a name as Edison or Tesla, George Westinghouse played a major role in how Americans use electricity today. He came from a military background, and his first big invention was the railroad air brake, which became compulsory a couple of decades after it was introduced. His experience with air brakes would later influence his interest in electricity, as he imported AC generators from Europe and perfected the designs of AC generators and transformers. The seeds of the current wars in America had been planted. As the name suggests, direct current runs in a single direction, while alternating current reverses direction dozens of times a second. Edison's conviction in DC was due to its superiority over AC when constructing motors. AC, however, had a huge advantage. It could stretch over much longer distances. AC seemed like the superior current to many, so Edison felt he had to go on the offensive.
Should you choose Westinghouse, then yes. There is a possibility you'll be putting in jeopardy the lives of 28 million people.
Edison focused on painting AC in its high voltages as dangerous to consumers, writing that should any AC system be installed, a fried corpse would appear within 6 months. To prove it, Edison decided to demonstrate it by helping to invent the electric chair, using Westinghouse's AC. Dogs and horses were electrocuted first, and in 1890, the first prison inmate was killed, brutally, as the initial volts didn't kill him. The most famous animal electrocution, however, was not Edison's fault, at least not directly. Topsy the elephant has become a symbol of Edison's determination to win the current wars no matter the cost. The story typically goes that Edison electrocuted an innocent elephant in front of the public as a dramatic demonstration of AC's danger, but this is not entirely true. By 1903, Topsy had killed 3 men, including one man she hit after he burned her trunk with a lit cigar. Orders were given saying Topsy was to be destroyed. Animal rights groups thought a hanging was inhumane, and it was suggested that the newly introduced method of death by electrocution be implemented. A Brooklyn electrical company bearing Edison's name handled the voltage, and the grisly affair was filmed using another Edison invention, but the man himself was not present and likely completely unaware of the killing of Topsy. The two men's approaches to the current wars were largely defined by what they thought was most important about their inventions. Thomas Edison had a user-first philosophy, while Westinghouse looked at his inventions from an industry and infrastructure perspective. It was this mindset that would eventually help him win the current wars, as AC required fewer relay stations and other physical infrastructure than his rival's system. When Tesla succeeded in developing an AC motor with Westinghouse, DC's days were numbered. Westinghouse was chosen to light the Chicago World's Columbian Exposition in 1893, signaling an end to the current wars and a victory for alternating current.
Thomas Alva Edison is a charlatan who preys on the fears of the common man because I have the better system.
AC is still used today around the world, while DC is mostly reserved for batteries. It wasn't all bad for Edison, however, as he would continue to make some other massively influential inventions, while Westinghouse would suffer from financial crises around the turn of the century and die with no connections to any of his businesses. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more grunge videos about history's most important figures are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.